Hello, new style filmmakers. Today we're talking about cheap filmmaking gears. I'm talking about under $30. I'm going to review 5 of my favorite that I use all the time. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so right off the bat, I am going to start with number 1. And that is the small rig tool set. This right here is the one tool that I use the most. That's why actually I wanted to start and use this number 1, because I use this, I'm talking about on every shoot. I bring this with me all the time. Anytime I'm putting together, my camera setup, whether it's a DSLR, a cinema camera, my Red, if I'm attaching a tripod, plate, whatever it is, basically this, it's got a screwdriver, it's got a flat head, it's got the Phillips head, and it just comes in handy. I used to have to carry, different types of screwdrivers, all kinds of different tools. Now I've simplified it with this little tool. If I'm building up my camera, I'm just gonna go ahead and just bring this little tool, and for the price, I mean, honestly, I even bought a Red version. Red has his own version of tool set, which costs 3 times as much. Again, this little tool right here is by far the one tool that I use the most. I highly recommend using this tool. There you go. So yeah, I mean, again, no matter what I'm doing, I'm going, this tool right here just comes in handy. And again, it's got, it's got the different Phillips screwdriver heads. It's got different sizes of different tools. It even has some, if you want to carry a screw or something, if you want to, put it in here, like, you literally can just, attach things to it if you need to. So again, this little tool, which I got on Amazon, and again, I'll have links in the description for all these products. I would have to say that this little tool right here is my favorite tool. It actually has replaced, I have an AC bag, which is actually one of the tools I'm going to be reviewing. And honestly, a lot of times I find myself just using this. I still go back and forth every now and then if I need something, obviously, because this is not going to replace an entire bag full of, gear. But for the most part, on a small shoot, some days I don't even get the AC bag out of the car. I just use this little tool right here, and I get everything done just with this one tool. Alright, so number 2 on my list is this tote bag. Again, I got this on Amazon, super cheap, and this is actually the bag that I was talking about. It's got a deep pocket, as you can see right here, and then it's got all these pockets on the side, which you can, I got my lens cleaning kit. You see here, I got my tool set, I got my different screwdrivers, pens, sharpeners, I got my various different cables, charging cables. On this side, I got a stereo cable, got some pliers, another tool set, my measuring tape, hand sanitizer, again, another little screwdriver. I got my light meter in here, which I use quite often. And again, inside I can fit gaff tape. I got my leveling tape. This bag really, which is sort of an AC bag for any camera assistant. Anytime I'm using a camera system, I just hand them this bag, and pretty much anything they need is gonna be in here. You know, again, like I said, gaff tape. I got a bunch of different type of screws, you know, for cages, tripod plates. You know, I got some mounting stuff. I got a couple of these, you know, for lighting. You know, if I need to plug in my phone or whatever. Again, this bag, you know, for the price, and it's so handy, you know, and it's got this cool handle right here, which you can carry anywhere. And, you know, I highly recommend, if you don't have an AC bag, put together, you know, your AC bag, because on most shoots, you know, I take my bag, and again, most of the things that I'm gonna need are gonna be right here. You know, so, you know, if I'm pulling focus and I need to measure something, if I'm mounting a light, if I'm, you know, if I need to gaff some cables, if I need to clean the lens, you know, rather than have various different bags, you know, I just put together this bag, and it works really well. So I highly recommend putting together, you know, your own AC, sort of an AC bag, where you have the things that you need the most when you're on set, especially if you're a camera guy, if you're a cinematographer, or a camera assistant. This bag right here is gonna save your life. All right, next product is this L bracket. I think if you know, if you know the way things are going nowadays with all this vertical video that we are consuming, I think I read somewhere that 70% of videos consumed on mobile phones are vertical. You know, especially now with TikTok, Instagram Reels, and whatnot. I found myself needing one of these, you know, to shoot vertical video. You know, I got my Canon G9X Mark II, which I usually mount to it. But I also can use one of my pocket cameras, or even my Panasonic camera, my S1H. You know, again, you mount your camera, you put your tripod plate right here, and you mount this, you know, and then you can shoot vertical video. And again, it's pretty sturdy. You know, I put this little camera here now because, you know, I'm using my other camera. But you can mount any camera, really. My 6K, my Pocket 6K. It'll hold the weight of even a heavy camera. You know, and again, nowadays we're doing so much vertical video that this little tool, you know, out of the blue became one of the things that I use the most. So I highly recommend, if you're doing vertical video, if you're doing any kind of reels or any promos that are gonna be shown vertically on social media, which, you know, again, is a big niche nowadays, I highly recommend you get one of those. And again, I'll have the link in the description for these and all the products that I'm reviewing. All right, the next product that I'm going to review is this little lens adapter. It's a Micro Four to Canon EF from K and F Concept. It is incredible, really cheap, but it gets the job done. You know, and it allows me to mount any of my Canon. You know, I got a whole kit of the Rokinon cinema lenses, you know, the EF mount. And as you can see right there, you can mount any EF lens to your pocket camera, or you know, any Micro Four Thirds camera that you have. This little mount will work, you know, really, it works really well. I'm not sure if you can see there. Let's see, what am I? Let me go open my aperture. But yeah, I mean, it works. You know, you can control everything on your glass, especially if you're using manual glass. This thing is a must. And again, for the price, You know, if you got a Micro Four Thirds camera, and you still have, you know, like most independent filmmakers, you're gonna have some Canon EF glass. I recommend this little one. You know, I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on an adapter, especially because I shoot mostly on manual. Well, not mostly, all the time. I always shoot manual. So, you know, this does the job for me. I don't need anything more than this right here. So, again, highly recommended. Gets the job done, and it's you know, very well made also. It doesn't feel like a cheap plastic. It feels like metal. So I was actually very surprised when I ordered the product. You know, I said, well, if it doesn't, you know, if it doesn't work or whatever, I can always return it. But it proved to be a winner, and I ended up keeping it. And I actually got a couple of these. So again, highly recommended. All right, guys, the next product that I'm going to recommend is this Manfrotto mini tripod. Again, you know, Manfrotto, as you know, one of the best, you know, as far as camera support, tripods and whatnot. I like this little tripod. I use it again all the time, you know, being on set, when I'm shooting ENG, also when I'm doing live stream. I always have my Ninja mounted to this, you know, because I like to record to it. So I send one of the signals out to my Ninja, you know, and I sit this right on my table, right next to my A10 Mini Extreme. So, you know, again, that's just one application. I've mounted lights to this, even microphones, monitors, this one, different ones. And it's actually very sturdy. It can support a good amount of weight. You know, again, a small tool. You know, it's got this little ball where you can adjust, you know, the way that you want to position, you know, whatever it is you're mounting on it. You can also adjust the legs if you need a little more height. So again, an excellent little product that, again, for the price, you know, I get so much use out of it. You know, a lot of times you end up buying things, you know, I got my Red, I got a lot of expensive gear, but sometimes you find something that you spend, you know, $15-20 and you end up using it all the time. And I think, you know, this particular one is actually a very good example of that, because I'm using this constantly. I mean, all the time. All right, guys, I got a bonus review of this small rig holder mount. It's a monitor mount. It's actually a little bit over 30, which is why I didn't include it in my 5. But again, it's another tool that I use a lot. It's just it's a few dollars over 30. But this mount is so versatile. You know, you can mount any monitor to it, 5-inch, 7-inch. You know, what I like is you can tilt it. You know, you can tilt it back and forth. It just allows for so much flexibility, especially when you're shooting handheld. If you're using like a Steadicam or, you know, any kind of shoulder mount, you know, when you're shooting high, you know, sometimes you go high and you gotta tilt down, or you go low, you know, you're doing a low angle and you wanna, you know, tilt it up like this, you know, and you know, obviously anytime you're shooting, you're varying your camera angles in height. You know, it's something you do often. And this thing, you know, again, you don't have to loosen anything up. You just literally just tilt it up, tilt it down, and it's just a fantastic little tool that if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. You know, again, for the price, you can't beat this. It's just a fantastic tool. All right, everybody, that is all for today. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I know that helps with the channel and also in getting the videos out to more people. I hope you enjoyed this review. You know, like I said, a lot of these tools are tools that I use all the time. Let me know down below in the comments if you want me to review or recommend other gears. I know I'm putting together a list of gear on the 100 and also under 50 that I want to also talk about. Because again, there are tools, that come in all different type of prices, and I use them, often, when I'm on set. So I like to talk about those and recommend them anytime I can.